Hey guys, it's Randall with Visual Designs, here with another Excel video. I'm going to show you 13 keyboard shortcuts and mouse shortcuts that I use in Excel, and that hopefully will save you time and make you more efficient. We're going to start off by a simple one, App2, and this is simply a way to edit cells quickly. So it edits the current cell you're working on. If you use this along with Enter, which will drop you down to the next cell, it saves a lot of time. You don't have to click. Or you can hit F2, edit the cell, and hit Tab, and it will go over. It will go to the right. This saves a ton of time if you're working on a large data sheet. Alright, Control plus R is shortcut number 2, and what this does is it copies our formula for a cell to the right. And let me show you how this works. Let's say our wages for January are 1,000, and they don't change. That's the same for every month of the year. We're going to edit this cell. We're going to have F2. We're going to do equals B5, and now we're going to hit Control plus R, and then we're going to do Tab, Control R. There. We have Excel calculating the cell behind it. Notice it's not copying from B5 anymore. It's copying from the cell before it. So if I edit these cells here, everything in front of it is going to change to that. So if I change this to say 2,000, everything in front of it is going to be 2,000, and I need to enter to fix that. Alright. So that's very handy for quickly copying a formula across your document. It also works down and to the left, and obviously those would be Control D and Control. Alright, so we have our document here. We have these totals. Now we want to create a total for the whole year, and the easiest way to do this is select the cell starting with the cell that you want the total to be calculated into, drag across, and simply hit Alt plus. So that'd be Alt and the plus sign together. And if you look at the formula, it simply added all those fields together, which saves time, especially if you're working with a large worksheet. Again, there's nothing in this these cells yet, but we're still going to have Excel add them for us. And you'll notice that I did this, and it's pushing it into a new cell. And the reason is because it already has data. Even though it's only 0, that is data. So we're going to go ahead and delete these cells, and we're going to redo that. That's 5, and there we go. All done. Now you notice these are 0. Those need to be totals too. We're going to do the same thing for this. Alt, whoops, and we have to delete those. Alright, now the really cool thing about this is it doesn't just work up and down and left and right. You can select all these cells and hit Alt plus, and it's dropping down the totals for everything, which is really cool. So we have the totals for the year, and we have the totals for each month. Alright, so keyboard shortcut number 4 is Alt F1, and this creates a chart from data we have selected. So we're going to go ahead and select this table. We're going to hit Alt F1. There's our chart. Now I don't really want the year in there. I want this chart because if you notice, I can't see the monthly data as well. I want that to be the focus, so I want to remove the year. There's two ways of doing this. I can select the cell here and hit Control 0. That hides the cell, and it will remove it from our chart. Now the problem with this is if I want that cell back, I can hit Control Shift plus O, which will bring it back. If you have XP or a Mac, it wouldn't be Control and Shift, but the equivalent. Vista and Windows 7 are retarded, and they have already mapped Control Shift 0. As far as I know, it's unused, but it's mapped, and Windows 7 is not easy to edit keyboard shortcuts. So in that case, just right click on it and do on hide. But you'll notice it came back on the chart, and so what we're going to do is we're going to select the chart, hit select data, and we're going to change N to M. So it's not even going to look at this column anymore, it's just going to end at that column. We're going to hit OK, and there we go. Our chart is just looking at the months, and it is going to be auto updated. So if I change it'll update for me. Alright. Shortcut number 6, and this is another cool shortcut that if you're working with a complex data sheet, you'll use this all the time. It's Control plus the accent key or tilde, however you know it. This shows us the formula behind each cell. It hasn't changed anything, it just opened a new view for us. So we look at it. This is really handy to figure out what's going on behind the scenes, what's our document looks like. Hitting Control plus tilde again changes the view back to normal. Alright, shortcut number 7 is copy a format using the painter tool. This is another cool shortcut, maybe not used as much, at least by me. So we got our format, we like that format, we want it across the board. We don't want to sit here and hit each of these months separately and change it. So we're going to hit Format Painter, we're going to select this cell, and we're going to drag across, and then we're going to let go. Now all those cells have been copied. This works over, across, left, right. It's not going to work like that because it's going to try and select the whole document. I can change the font here, and then I can do format and go across. So it's really handy for quickly formatting a page the way you want it without editing each cell separately if the format will remain the same. Alright, shortcut number 8 is bringing up the formatting options without right clicking on a cell and hitting format cells. All you have to do is select the cell and hit Control plus 1. This is handy because sometimes you'll be changing the format of multiple cells to different formats. So you may hit change the format, hit OK, and then tab across and hit Control 1. So it's going to save you time if you're formatting multiple cells. Another simple shortcut is to insert the date, which is Control plus semicolon. And Control Shift plus semicolon inserts a time. You're not going to use these all the time, but if you're creating daily data sheets, you may need the date on every cell that you're working on, in which case you can just do Control semicolon and hit enter. This saves a ton of time rather than typing it all out. There you have the date. This is probably not going to be all the time, but when you need it, it is handy to know the shortcut. Alright, shortcut number 10 is, or rather 11, is to change the format of a cell to currency. And this is going to come in handy because we are working with a budget. So we're going to do Control Shift plus the $sign. That's changed our whole document to, or the selected cells rather, to currency. Now I could have just selected one cell, but I selected the whole thing here. So that saves us a lot of time rather than right clicking or doing Control 1 and going currency and selecting it. It is automatically done for us. Alright, shortcut number 12, and this is probably my favorite and most well known if you use shortcuts at all. And this is Control Z and Control Y, and what they simply do is Control Z undoes what you the work you've done in the past. So I just undid a bunch of stuff. Now maybe I wanted some of that back. I can do Control Y and bring it all back. Very handy. I use these shortcuts all the time, no matter what program I'm using. They're invaluable. So Control Z undoes, Control plus Y will redo what you have undone. The last shortcut is shortcut 13, and this is for more shortcuts, and this is Excel's built-in feature. If you hit Alt, you'll notice at the top of the screen it has shortcuts. So you don't have to use your mouse. You can leave your mouse down here, and now you can hit I want to change the view, so I hit W. Holding Alt all the time, I can hit Q to change the zoom. Or I can go to full screen. I can go back to a different tab. I can change font. I can change styles. Not everything is bound in the toolbar, but it gives you options, which is handy and saves a lot of time. That concludes our Microsoft Excel shortcuts. These are some of the shortcuts that I use all the time in Excel. I hope that you found them useful, and hopefully they save you time in the future. Thanks for watching. We encourage you to comment below, give suggestions for new videos. Feel free to offer tips on keyboard shortcuts that you use for Excel that you find save you time. Please like, and we look forward to bringing you new videos in the future. Thank you.